Cotleigh Brewery, Old Buzzard, Dark Ale.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. The sun is over the yard arm. Work has finished. And I've got a bottle of this stuff. This is the Old Buzzard Dark Ale from the Cotleigh Brewery, based in Somerset. Now, I saw this on Beers of Europe, and it did interest me because, as you know, I like my British beers, I like my dark ales, and I like to help out. I like to review beers from, you know, these small little country breweries. You know, it's all well and good. Everybody's reviewing the craft beer stuff, which is fine. You know, that's great, and I love it, and I'm not knocking them at all. But I think these little country brewers are getting sort of left by the wayside a little bit, and I think they, you know, their voice needs to be heard, or you need to see what they're brewing. And this one caught my eye because it's a dark ale from the Cotleigh Brewery. Now, they're based in Somerset, which of course is renowned for its cider. And I did look at the ingredients of this beer, and they get their hops from Hereford. Sadly, I don't know what hops they put in here, but I'm assuming they're British hops, and well, they would be grown over here, I'd imagine. But that sort of upholds a British tradition of, you know, growing hops over here. The actual history of growing hops is absolutely fascinating. This review is not going to be long enough to go over that, but just want to point this out. A lot of people won't remember this because they're too young. Me being an old fucker, I remember Kent, especially because living in London, Kent required hop pickers and it required fruit pickers as well, and a lot of people would spend their holidays, you know, they'd get 2 weeks off a year from working in the factories and stuff, and they would go to these places and they'd be working holidays because it was extra cash. And you know, the blokes must have been absolutely fucking shattered. They've been working all year round. They get 2 weeks holiday. They've got to do, you know, agricultural work, for want of a better word. And again, you know, you could cover all that in a complete review. I may do it one day, but not today. But my missus, her old man used to do hop picking, and whenever she smells hops, we went to a beer festival, one of the Kent. Was it Kent County Life or something, like Country Life or something? I can't remember. But it was a big beer festival. But they were making bouquets out of hops. And she said the smell of the hops, you know, just the hops straight off the vine, they were. And she said they would just remind her of her dad, because when he'd come home from the hop picking, because my missus has always lived in Kent, you know, he just stunk of hops. And it, you know, hops are from the nettle family. And picking hops would tear your hands to ribbons. It was really tough work. And that's what a lot of Londoners and the local people in Kent used to do when it was hop picking season. They'd all come down here, and the fruit picking season as well. And they'd just work on the farms of Kent. But it just reminded me, I'm going way off topic here, but it just reminded me when I was researching this beer, you know, because I was trying to find out what hops was in here. And when I was looking up the Herefordshire hops, what hops they brewed under there was a load of it about, you know, them requiring farm labour from the cities because there just wasn't enough after the war. There just wasn't enough people to pick the hops. Anyway, going way off topic here. Cotleigh Brewery, they're based in Somerset in a place called Wilverscombe. That's it. It's not too far from Taunton, which, you know, it's Somerset is renowned for its cider. You know, when I say West Country cider, Somerset, Cornwall and Devon, they're your three main counties where English cider resides, and it's fucking world famous. It's mad stuff. I'm not a massive fan of cider, but I can drink it if I have to, and yeah, it can get you in some nasty scrapes, believe me. Anyway, enough about cider. This is all about the beer. Cotleigh Brewery has been going since 1979, and they do quite an interesting range of beers. Now, this is called Old Buzzard, and all their beers are named after birds or birds of prey, which is quite a novel sort of take on it all. They also did a anniversary or memorial beer for the Royal Marines coming home from Afghanistan, which I thought was a great that was a great thing to do. Of course, the Royal Marines are based down in Plymouth, which is in Devon. It's the next county along from Somerset, but yeah, they did that, and I think it was 2012. If you ever get a chance to go to Somerset, it's absolutely gorgeous. And of course the cheese comes from there. Cheddar. That's where cheddar comes from.
How about cheddar?
And yeah, I mean, cheddar cheese is fucking world famous, isn't it?
Well, I'm afraid we don't get much call for it round these parts, sir. It's the single most popular cheese in the world. Not round these parts, sir.
So that part of the United Kingdom is pretty renowned for its farm produce, and of course everyone in London, when they hear people from Somerset talk, they all take the piss and all that, you know, the wow and all that, you know, riding on the tractor. There was even a band called the Wurzels. Do you remember them, the Wurzels? I got a brand new combine harvester, and I'm a cider drinker.
I am a cider drinker. I drinks it all on the day.
I saw them live back in 2014, I think it was, at Dingwalls in Camden, and the drummer was then, he must be dead now, but the drummer was 84 years old, fucking belting it out he was on the drums. Brilliant. I'm going to stop there because I'm just, every time I start talking about Somerset, I'll just go way off topic. So let's get back to this beer. Right, this is called Old Buzzard. It's 500ml. It is 4.5%. On the side of it, it says Cotleigh Brewery is committed to producing outstanding beers, continuing a 200-year-old brewing tradition in Wolverscombe. Yeah, they haven't been going 200 years, so that's not them. Cotleigh has become one of the most successful award-winning independent brewers in England, producing around 2 million pints of beer each year. Wow. Old Buzzard is a blend of chocolate malted barley, traditional Fuggles and North Down hops. It's a dark copper coloured ale with a flavour of chocolate and nuts with a dry, smoky finish. North Down, of course, are a great British hop. They are renowned for their spiciness and the fruit as well. I always tend to get like an apple and pear and like a green fruity flavour from North Down hops. I don't know whether that's going to be in this beer or not. But and then you got the Fuggle hops in there as well, which again are renowned for their earth and their fruit. So this does sound interesting. The malts on there, pale, of course, that's your base malt. Got the crystal malt. Again, told you what crystal malts are. That is where the malts are laid out, sprayed with water. Shoots start coming up. The malts produce sugar to feed these shoots, and as soon as they do, they go straight in the kiln. The shoots die, but the sugar's still there. Gives it a nice sweet flavour, very sweet malt. And of course chocolate malt is pretty self-explanatory. It also gives it a nice dark colour as well. So this sounds really interesting. So let's stop gassing and let's get this beer open. Right, there it is. I do like that cover. I mean, that's a buzzard on the front, and you occasionally see buzzards flying over Kent. Now, I've never seen a buzzard before in my life. I've lived in London, and I'll tell you something. Since coming to Kent, it's a lot more rural down here. You know, 10 minutes down the road, and you're in fucking farmland. Get on a bike, and you know, it's like Farmer Palmer, get off my land. You know, and I've never known that in all my life, and I'm gradually sort of getting used to it. But it's quite interesting, some of the wildlife. So my missus is like fucking David Attenborough. She's pointing all these things out, and Yeah, strange bunch. They even salute magpies down here as well. You know, when they see a magpie, they give them a salute and they say, you know, they give it all that to the magpie. Fucking weird bunch down here, I tell you. Anyway, what are we getting on the nose? Oh wow, chocolate, and I mean chocolate, and a nice hoppy earthiness coming. But the chocolate was the first thing that just waff. It was like dark chocolate, dark sweet chocolate. This smells quite interesting. Let's get the rest of it in here. Although I have to say, that don't look great. That is super fizzy and the head is dying. Okay. Wow, just more sweet chocolate, nutty as well, like they say. I'm getting more of that nutty type aroma now.
It's a bit nutty.
It looks really nice. It's a dark ruby colour. It might look, you may get the, yeah, you might get some ruby on that one. It smells lovely. Let's get it down the hatch. Cheers. Wow. Wow, wow. Oh my good God, that is lovely. That is absolutely gorgeous. Dark chocolate, sweet, nutty flavours. On the back end, you just get a little touch of earth and spice from the hops. But this is all about the malt. And it's big chocolate malt. Oh. Oh wow. That is absolutely amazing. An absolute showcase for chocolate malt, that is. Really, really good. Super rich. Real full body on it. Alarm bells rang when that initial fizz came up and the head died on it, but it's settled down into an absolutely gorgeous, flavoursome beer. It's 4.5%. It tastes like it's a bit more than 4.5. The body on it is so big. The chocolate malt is absolutely massive. And it's giving it a nutty.
It's a bit nutty.
Sweet aroma. I imagine the sweetness is coming from the crystal malts and that. And there's just a hint of them fuggles and North Down hops on the back end. This is lovely. This is like drinking a pint of England. That's lovely. Wow is all I can say. That is the best dark ale or ruby ale I have tasted in a long, long time. That is outstanding. And I'd never heard of these before. Literally just come across them on Beers of Europe. And I saw it was, I think it's probably one of the last ones I ordered as well. I just saw it was a dark ale, British brewer, rural British brewer, and I thought I'll give it a go. I think it was cheap, it was under £2, I think it was about 180 or something. But fucking hell, what a beer this is. It's lovely. This is exactly what I'm into. Nice big darkish chocolate with a nutty overtone. That's what you get in the mouth. That is huge. Then as it goes down, you get more of the same, but you also get, as I say, with earth, the spice, and that just typical British hoppy flavour to it. I love it. I absolutely love this stuff. Amazing. So what's the verdict? Well, I've had to put that down because I was going to down that while I was talking to you. But yeah, this is an absolute winner. This is up there with some of the best dark ales from the United Kingdom that I have tried. The Cotleigh Brewery was one of the standout beers, and it was from Yorkshire, the People's Republic of Yorkshire. But I'll tell you something, coming from a county that is renowned for its cider and its cheese, this is absolutely amazing stuff. This is without doubt a 10 out of 10. You have to try this beer. You really do. Why has this not been in my life sooner? Love it. It's absolutely amazing stuff. And you know, if you're into your British ales and your traditional dark ales, it's not too bad. It's 4.5%, so you technically could session this. It's very rich though. I think you may get a little bit tired of it after about 5 or 6 of these, but it's just brimming with flavour and character. Love it. Absolutely love it. Buy it, steal it, just try it. It's amazing. 10 out of 10 recommended. And remember, just like this stuff, beer is working class champagne.